The SS Bilgewater is docked far to the outskirts of town. With a clip and a tightened strap, the fake inspectors are ready to walk into the repository. The clowns, dressed like construction workers, set out to rent a wagon. Otto and Canonier salute and hold down the fort. At 3:30, the infiltrators enter. An hour and a half later, at 5, the assault, diversion, and exit take place. And if all goes well, you'll walk out with a wagon full of the Empire's best. Welcome to Bloodwine.
What about?
Hello.
Hello!
Wow. How's it going?
Man, you know, Ken, in that intro, you really got me at my limpest wrist.
You were quite limp-wristed for that. Very.
I was going like full Catboy.
Yeah.
You
Oh
were.
yeah. You
Can't believe you nyan in public. Like,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a real.
I don't know if I can be
dude.
seen with you anymore.
Actually, I think you were Ying, but you know, Waluigi, Catboys, they're pretty close. Pretty
Yeah.
close.
They say that humankind's like furthest back common ancestor with Waluigi is Catboy Waluigi. So
Yeah,
that makes a
yeah.
lot of sense.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. That was the one with the big saber teeth, eh? That was like 15 feet tall and lived in caves.
Yep. And really just fucked at tennis. Like, just
Yeah.
slammed
Yeah.
it down.
You know,
Oh my
Scientists-
god.
the only reason we know how big Cave Catboy Waluigi's testicles are because like early humans did cave art of them.
Yeah.
They're enormous, but they didn't fossilize. So for a long time, scientists thought that it was like, hey, they're lying about how big these testes are, but now we found
Well,
a
that's-
frozen one.
That's why most trees are the height they are, is because they had to adapt so that they wouldn't
Yeah.
get, like snapped the top off of by
Mm-hmm.
Waluigi swinging testicles. So, welcome to the show.
That was me being good, I swear.
Okay.
Was it
cool,
now?
Cool.
Okay. Believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
So, I understand that we have spent a couple of sessions planning a little heist-a-majig. Why don't we just
Mhm.
recap what the plan is real quick?
Oh
Hell
god.
yeah.
You
Don't
guys
make me bring
did-
up the drawing. I don't have it ready.
Why wouldn't you have it ready?
I don't know. Honestly,
say as
I didn't think about that. you think I think this through? You think I prepare for these sessions? I don't prepare.
You were too busy preparing in the sessions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you,
That
Maya.
was a blessed drawing, though. All right, so
Truly.
you guys planned what your attack is going to be on this place. You got all the gear that you need. So I believe you guys are setting out in specific teams. So who's the first team to leave the boat, and when do you leave?
I believe we're the first team to leave the boat. And
Yep,
we have to be there at like 3 for that shipment, don't we? Or a little bit after?
Yeah, we were coming in at 3:30. We were coming in hot at 3:30.
Yep.
Okay, coming in hot, 3:30, and that's going to be Croquill and Sun. Anybody else with you, or just the two?
I think we might have had Rutger with us.
Rutger, yeah.
All right, Rooker is with you, just kind of dressed as like a basic level guard, the kind of person who would like escort someone like you two around town.
All right, so we gotta get our story straight. I'm the munitions inspector. You're the guard.
I'm the rookie
that-
rookie munitions
Darkness.
inspector.
and you're the rookie munitions inspector. All right. Now we need cover names, I think. What's a good Imperial name? Hey, Jane!
Yeah.
What's a good name for a couple of Imperial folk?
Dustin.
All right, I'm Dustin.
And
I'll be
Tabitha.
Tabitha? Okay, I was gonna say I could be Jane, but Tabitha works pretty good.
Tabitha's a pretty good one.
I will be Private Bjorn Berenstein, Ricker says. Adjusts all the stuff.
Was it Berenstein or Berenstein?
Berenstein.
Berenstein. Got it.
Berenstein.
Are you just gonna change it every single time you pronounce it?
Yeah.
I'm out here just creating multiverse branches like every 3 seconds.
Oh, you're playing a dangerous game there, Will.
You're flipping through them like a flip book.
Just casually Doctor Stranging. Alright, so that's the 3 of you. You are all wearing uniforms. You otherwise have your normal stuff on underneath, I believe. Are you guys ready to go?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
So that means
now, my
underneath a
team
very
is-
official uniform, Sun is wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
No, Sun's wearing nice clothes.
Sun-
No, he's
wearing
wearing nice clothes, but Will said underneath that you're wearing like your
Yeah.
normal stuff. So
Yeah.
so I can't be wearing my cloak, obviously. But like that means Sun is wearing like khakis and a Hawaiian shirt.
It's like, yeah, it's like in
The
James
real
Bond when he strips off his
question,
wetsuit.
The real question though, underneath your boots, are you wearing flip-flops?
No, I honestly, Sun goes barefoot most of the time. I think
Okay.
he has like a lot of. He's gotten so many splinters in those feet.
He's just going pure toe mode.
Yeah,
Toes out.
toes out. Yeah, Sun's out, toes are out.
Alright, so before you guys leave the ship, you do one last quick check-in with everybody. The other
Yep.
teams are the clowns, who are going to be just dressed as construction workers going to rent a wagon, and Jane's team. Who's on Jane's team?
It's me, Bill G, Tiana. Was there anybody else?
I think it was the 3 of you.
Yeah, I think that was it. Because Ken and Ye is staying back, and that's our crew.
Mm-hmm. And that's our
Yeah.
crew.
Alright.
Shoo-ba-dee-doo.
So before Sun, Croquill, and Rooker leave, the clowns are like getting ready to go and like rent a wagon and then, you know, get a little bit of lumber, a little bit of stone, get a bit of like a diversion going. They quickly pull everyone together, and Beanie comes out and he goes, "Just so you know," and he's like taking out a large crate, and you can see that there's like a little outcropping. It looks like there's a couple different levers and like a feeding box. There's big X's on each side. If anything goes real bad, we have an escape plan.
Is that a gun of some sort?
More of a magical friend in a box.
Friend in a box. Alright, I can dig it.
All right. Okay. Well, in that case, I will give my second backup smoke bomb to you, Jane.
Awesome.
You just twist them, and then chuck it. It's gonna heat up like
Okay.
a son of a bitch. So just throw it fast.
Okay.
Alright, you have a small black cube with you. Together, you start to set out. After going onto the street, all of you guys kind of veer off. As you're walking around, you can see that as people notice you, they start to like wander off. You encounter a couple of Imperial soldiers who are in the process of tearing the like manifestos that were posted all over town back off of the walls. You're making your way down the street. It's actually a bit denser here than it was the other day. It looks like there's a lot of people who are getting dispersed and like told to not group up too much as the guards are like patrolling around and getting rid of all the notices. You take the long road onward, you make a turn, and you're going towards the repository.
Showtime.
Showtime.
Pull request.
As you're getting into like what would otherwise be the center of town, it feels a lot like the place you just left. As you look down these main roads, they've almost completely cleared. Sure enough, guards are making sure that people don't stay in large groups. There are still wagons and people walking to and fro, but they're hurrying and keeping to themselves. You get to the repository, and it's the way you left it. It's a big rectangular building. One chunk of it is like boxed in as an actual building. The other one is all like fenced in. There's a couple of entrances on each side. It looks like there's no wagons coming through right now.
Oh,
Ugh.
What time is it right now, Will? Is it 3:30? Like that we're rolling up hot, or is it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, time to go up to the gates, I guess.
Yep. Let me just and I ruffle in my bag and I pull out a clipboard. You can get anywhere by holding the clipboard.
You really can.
Naturally, yeah.
It's the source of most of my power, not all.
Well, good thing I've usurped some of that power with my own clipboard.
Can't believe you.
I am the strongest. Mine has stripes.
Oh.
It do got stripes.
I'm just sitting here with a basic old board.
Yeah,
Shameful.
shameful.
So you guys approach the nearest door. The guards are just kind of looking at you neutrally as you approach, waiting for you to go through the normal process.
We were told there was a munitions shipment due here. We're here to inspect it.
We didn't get an order for that or anything. Do you have credentials?
Yep, right here.
I make sure to flip at the same time that he does.
All right. Do you remember what the roll for that was?
34 for both of ours.
All right. These aren't the cleverest guards. One of them isn't even looking, so the other guard isn't curious. So in here is looking up and down. Each of the individual IDs takes 5 damage. They nod and go, oh, yeah. Just a second. They turn around. There's like a door within a larger door, castle style. A little slit window opens up. You can see a guard on the other side. The guard on your side mutters something, and then the door opens and they kind of like point you through. You are in like a T intersection hallway. When you look down these, have you ever been in like a self-storage place where it's like it's really narrow hallways, but they're super long and straight?
Yep.
It's exactly like that. All of these places have doors. Most of them aren't closed. They're just kind of like curtained off. You can see people moving back and forth, all wearing Imperial colors, but most of them just look like workers. It's not very busy, though. It's a little bit depopulated, if anything. They must have lost some manpower for people going out to do the crackdowns in the rest of the city. The guard that just let you in, like, looked from side to side and went, should I wave someone down? Do you know where to go?
Haven't been around these parts in a while. Direct me to the munitions. I'm flipping through my pages here. We got a report that some of them were defective, and we're just here to make sure that none of them end up in none of the defective rounds see any use in combat.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. And the guy looks up and down. You can see he looks a little bit flustered, and then he waves someone over, mumbles a couple of instructions, and then another kind of naive-looking guard nods and leads you down a hallway. You go down most of the way, and then you're being led immediately around a corner and then spoken to, so you only have a brief moment to gaze at what you see before you have to focus again. You're in kind of the central depot area. 2 of the doors with like larger hallways lead to here. There's a couple of wagons that are fully inside. There's pallets and pallets of goods. Most of these are being actively unloaded or moved place to place. There are 3... They're not crates. They're like ornate chests, like in a row. One of them is very clearly like an artifact box of some sort. The other 2, however, they're just like, when I say ornate chest for the artifact, like it's fantasy style, but like ornate chest in this case is like, you know, like a steamer trunk. Like it's just a really well wrought, like brass mechanismed crate, and like painted on the side, you can see that there's some serial numbers.
I am mentally writing down those serial numbers in my brain.
I am letting him do that.
Also on my actual fucking clipboard that I just remembered I had.
All right. Let me just get the information here. So one of them is just listed as HCE. The artifact one doesn't have a serial number. The last crate is called Project DDCSA.
And it was, sorry, the first one was... my brain replaced it with THC. I'm so sorry.
HCE.
HCE.
I wouldn't put it out of the Empire's wheelhouse, you know.
Yeah.
So you're quick, like that's the most that you're able to glance before your attention is directed towards a hallway. This is the Munitions Hallway. All of the individual doors have their own serial numbers, and you can see that there's clipboards along the wall that have like logbooks and entries for each one.
Do I have time to take a quick glance at one of those notebooks or one of those clipboards hanging there to see?
You came in here for an inspection. This is where you were led to the munitions.
Oh, I've given free reign of the place, eh?
Yep.
And I said, all right, now, just in terms of sort of logistics, I'm gonna need I don't know if you have a man or two to spare, but I want to separate the bad ones from the good ones as quickly as possible. Just for safety purposes. Is there someone I could get moving crates?
If you want to take a second to figure out what you're looking to move, I can go and get a couple people.
For sure, that sounds great.
The soldier nods and wanders off to get some laborers.
Immediately,
right.
I'm like, okay, what are we looking at? Give me some bare notes.
Well, rookie, what we got here is I'm going up to the clipboard. First thing I'm looking for, I feel like there's two things I'm looking for. Thing number one, heavy munitions for the apparatus. Thing number two, bullets for me.
Are we alone?
I would say that you're the kind of alone where you could speak to each other, but if you were to try and take something, you would have to like sleight of hand it, or like someone might see you and you'd be like, "Oh, I spoke to this person."
I would like to say the opposite. Dishonor is like, now's a good chance to possibly slip in the false munitions.
Yep, you got it. So are these clipboards like dated by what time everything arrived, or are they organized by what type they are? Like, I'm thinking of grabbing the most recent delivery.
So each of these individual like box rooms is assigned to an entire category of munitions.
Okay.
So a lot of them are cannon munitions. There's more than one that are cannonballs in bulk. There's a couple that are like chain shot and grape shot rounds. Actually, give me a munitions roll.
All right. But also, like, I know the most valuable shit here is the powder. You know, chain shot, buckshot. You can put any kind of shot in there. I'm looking for the powder, baby. Munitions. That is a mental munitions. That is a 14.
You have enough information to gauge what each of the ships is probably carrying. Most of their stock and trade ammunition is cannonballs. They have some chain shot and grape shot, and then you can see that they have what's basically Otto's cannonball size, like a mini cannon, like turret caliber. They don't have that many of those, though. That's kind of a small room. If you're going like room to room and there's all of these different like types of munition, opposite each one is different like sizes and like mixed strengths of powder.
Okay.
They use imperial notation, which you know by heart, so you can instantly like pick which ones you want just by going that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. As you get further down, though, you get there's like an intersecting hallway that you would have to pass, and you can see all the like hand and like basically like like handheld bomb and handheld weapon munitions.
Yep.
As you're looking at each of these like logbooks, it makes a lot of sense because you're here to inspect, so obviously you're checking them. It's simple enough. There's a log in with what's going in, there's a log out opposite, and you're supposed to date them and stagger them. So as you're looking down the list, it's like item, 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 item.
Is Sun talking aloud as he's doing this?
100% what I am doing is talking out loud in like coded language. So I'm saying like, all right, well, most pressing is the handheld munitions, and I want to take out a couple shells to test.
I am trying to memorize as much of the lingo as possible in the case that like I need to do a deceive. In case I need to ever talk about this, I'm trying to pick up as much of the lingo as possible.
All right. Give me a munitions roll, Croquill.
That would be a mental munitions roll. Okay. That's a 4.
All right, you have +4 to your next mental munitions roll. Or deceive.
I like that you knew that it wasn't going to be high.
Well, I am going to... First thing I'm doing before I'm even moving crates is I am replacing like the top left shell in a box of shotgun shells or blunderbuss rounds with one of my dud ones so that I can take it out and prove it if asked.
All right. As you're looking through, you see that they don't have any shell variety. They all have standard buckshot.
All right.
They basically have a single, like, universal type. Arrows obviously have to be slightly tweaked for the bow, so they have, like, shaft lengths, and then specific, like, they all have the same, like, war head. They then have, like, rifle, flintlock, and then buckshot ammo.
Now, when we say a crate, is this like a lift with a forklift pallet type crate? Is this like a Sea of Thieves you can carry at one person kind of crate?
So this is the situation. What you have is you have these pallets. They come on like forks. So you could come in, like tie some ropes underneath and then get a couple of strong people to kind of lift them up, bring them over, maybe like hook them up to a crane. That being said, once you put the pallet down and slide it in here, like there's a couple of pallets in these rooms. Each one of those has like tessellated smaller crates that you could pick up, crack open, close up.
Okay.
So where have you put dud ammunitions?
Dud ammunitions. I have
Munitions, I should say.
Yeah.
Totally legitimate munitions.
I feel like I prepared roughly 8 of them. And so as I'm going through the handheld stuff, I am I'll take a crate, I will say, this looks like something I want, and I will slip a dud munition into the top left corner.
All right. So which ones specifically are you looking for?
I am looking for a crate of like rifle shells, a crate of blunderbuss stuff, and I'm thinking a crate of like handheld pistol stuff just to even it out.
All right. As you go through, for each of these places where you plan to do the dud munitions, you're looking at the logbook for when they were brought in. It looks like there's stuff from this week and last week in each of these locations. As you check, there's a couple of places that you would have to put additional munitions for it to be legit. Are you able to put a dud cannonball in?
No, I would not have a dud cannonball on hand. That'd be quite a lot to carry. Other important note, I am checking to make sure I'm only saying things are dud so like if a shipment came in, the reason that it's good that the shipment came in recently is so that I don't want to say, oh yeah, the outgoing shit was also dud. Just in case someone's like, oh yeah, I took a shell from there and fired it and it was fine. I'm trying to say stuff like that just arrived, fresh off the boat,
So you've checked a couple of them. You're able to get it for a lot of like the handheld munitions of different types. There's none of the auto grade or any of the cannonballs that you're able to get duds into. Do you have anything for dud powder, or are you just being like, oh, this is wet, this is bad?
Yeah, so for the powder, essentially what I'm doing is I am just saying, based on my expert knowledge and the knowledge of what went wrong in the process, that this is dud powder. Not that it is Because here's the thing, right? I'm not saying that this powder won't work. I'm saying this powder's dangerous. I'm saying that they mangled it so bad that we're worried this is going to blow your cannon clear apart, right? This isn't like you go in a fight, you fire it, it's not working.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
We're saying this is unstable. So
I can help you with that.
Exactly. So it's like, so for the powder stuff, that's more what I'm going for. And then the dud munitions are like I've packed them to do a big loud bang, you know? Like, you set this off, bullet doesn't go very far, but the gun does feel unstable, if that makes sense.
All right. You've finished putting everything in place once the laborers come back ready to help you haul stuff.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on such short notice. I got about 6 or 7 crates here of unstable powder. Man, you know, things are, and I kind of, actually there wouldn't be anything to gesture at, so I guess I just vaguely gesture like towards the outside, you know, like, oh man, you know, if the situation out there, I guess some things fail to pass the muster. So thanks for helping get this sorted out quickly. Now, I need this crate of rifle. I've actually found a good spot, I think, just to put it safely out of the way. If you want to pick up that pallet of rifle munitions here and follow me.
We need to get a sign-off for this from the quartermaster.
All right. Well, where is he? I'll talk to him.
He's in his office on the 3rd floor.
It's on the 3rd floor. All right. All
Should
right.
we wait here or keep moving?
If you just get started moving things, I'll go sort it out. It's imperative we get this out quickly so that, you know, no mistakes happen.
We can't move things until we get the go-ahead.
For crying out loud. You know how long I spent...
You're going to have to try harder than that. You're going to have to use some dice, or you're going to have to get an argument going.
That sounds like a perfect time for me to test out
okay,
my,
no. Let me take this one. Okay.
Oh, nice.
It's just like, okay, guys, and like Crow, you have never seen Crowquill be this like shy or like stuttering and like looking so incompetent at her work, because these are the airs that Crowquill is putting on right now. It's just like, sir, if we might, so the reason why it's so important is because it's very, very volatile, and we want to get that separated from the good munitions as soon as possible. Now, what did you say was the incorrect thing that was added, sir?
Yeah, they put too much nitrate in there.
Too much nitrate. Okay, so let me just, and it was a pinch was safe, right? A pinch was safe?
Well, when you're talking about the different quantities, I suppose, yeah, a pinch would be safe,
okay,
but you gotta measure the shit.
Okay, so I'm going to just... Oh, this was so bad last time. I'm just going to take a little bit, and I'm going to put it on the ground over here, away from the rest of these munitions here, so, you know, it's only a little bit, so it won't light up, and then I'm going to, you know, do... And then I want to do an elemental blast on the thing of fire to make it seem like this thing just fucking imploded.
Alright, give me a social elemental roll.
Okay. Social elemental roll. I like this. This is basically the equivalent of my deceive roll anyway, so I like that. Oh, wow. Alright. So that's a 19. I rolled 3 5s.
Nice!
Cool.
All right, when that happens, there's a bang, and there's a sergeant who comes by being like, what is this? Before you guys can speak, like all the nearby laborers like turn, salute, and then basically say, there's a munitions inspector and associates here who need to get stuff moved ASAP. It's highly explosive. Looks like it's a dud. We told them that we needed to go get the quartermaster, but and then the sergeant's just like, you Perkins, get a clipboard, start taking note of what's been brought up. We'll do the logbooks afterwards. And Jenkins, go get the quartermaster now, and then bring him here to check afterwards once we get this done. I'll stay here and help you move stuff. Go. And then, like, one person goes, runs off to the other end of the room, grabs a clipboard. Another person leaves to find the quartermaster. The sergeant is here with you right now.
I'm like on the ground, still looking terrified, and then just being like, "Okay, I'm just gonna," and like frailly get up.
Yep.
Rooker goes in and offers you a hand, helps you up a little bit.
I do not. I'm a cold Imperial officer. Right.
All right.
Well,
I mean, what I'm going for is, she's blind. How unfortunate for her life.
yeah, I'm gonna try and prey on this guy's, like, how do I put it? We're buds. We're both the same rank. I'm gonna say, yeah. I mean, it's kind of neat to know, but some people up top are suspecting sabotage. So,
The guy quietly mumbles. He's like, "Oh shit, eh?"
Yeah. So, wanna keep this under control.
All right. If you want to point out what we need to take, I'll organize a supply line.
Right. Well, and I'm pointing out those rifle, blunderbuss, and pistol shots, and then I am going to say those are the ones I've inspected. I gotta just check on the cannonballs, sort of the heavier stuff. That's a little more nerve wracking, but yeah. Well, someone's got to do it, and I'm headed over there to pick out my my favorite, the best looking cannonballs and autocannon rounds.
All right, so you're sitting there like doing Homer Simpson fingers, looking through all these munitions.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, the sergeant is pointing out things and getting people to move them. Croquill, you're standing still as they come by to periodically ask you questions. They're basically moving things to the end of the hallway in a small pile and then prepping to move them to the next location from there after they've sorted them and set them aside. They're doing it room by room, like sequentially. By the time they've unloaded everything that you put dud ammunition in, the quartermaster has come by with the other private.
Ah, you must be the quartermaster?
Yes. How can I help you?
Well, see, there's just some particularly volatile munitions, not nearly up to code, and we gotta move them just so that they're safe away from the other munitions. Gotta find a nice corner where they're not gonna be riled up or disturbed somewhere. I'm trying to, because I didn't get a visual on what that corner was like, but if there's like a tarp underneath there, be like, notice there was a tarp out there, should keep
from where you are, you have to leave the building and go out into the stockyard area.
All right, then that's what I'm doing. I'm like doing like a walk with me, like full of confidence, you know.
So the quartermaster takes the clipboard from the other private, like is leafing through it, looking at what's being taken. The sergeant is walking with you and then like quietly mumbles to the guy. You can overhear him though.
Yeah.
He's like, it's related. The quartermaster goes, related? Oh, god damn it, of course it's related. Sorry, hold on. And he gets you guys to stop, and he goes, if this is that, I gotta see some identification, I gotta do the things.
Right, of course.
Flip.
Alright, so that's gonna be... I love how when I said that, you guys were just like, oh, fuck that, and then the moment that it's actually the thing, it's just like, hell yeah.
Flip.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure that I do it so you can't be like, you fool. You absolute buffoon. How dare you not remember the protocol for this?
You take 8 damage each to the ID.
Alright, ID is reduced to 21.
Alright.
The quartermaster, like, nods and then goes, you, and gestures to Rooker, and he goes, Private Bjorn Bernstein. Okay, yeah. Thank you. You can tell that this guy's just like, fuck it, he's a private, whatever, he's with you. I don't know, maybe he's with me. I don't give a shit. Let's keep moving. And he starts like moving things along. He stops when you're in the middle of the center place, and he pulls specifically, like he gets Rooker to stay behind, and he pulls you and Crowquill aside and leaves the sergeant. He then comes by and goes, we have some interesting project going in the middle of this loading bay. We don't want to be too loose with them, if you understand. Do they need to be moved for this?
So my understanding is that the projects are in the building area where it's all walled in that we went past, and then we want to move the munitions to the gate, like the fenced-in area. Yeah, and I say, well, I mean, they're dead munitions. People would be stupid to try and steal them. For the time being, I suggest we just leave them out in this fenced area. There's a corner there that should be safe, should be secure. They're stable enough, just as long as no one tries to use them, so...
Okay. So we'll just get them to move one of these wagons here centrally. Hey, you! Yeah, you! Hey! Look! No, come back here! I just need you to move this wagon. Move it! Go! And he, like, snaps, and a couple of privates go and start pushing one of the wagons.
Now, I've been investigating for a while. This in and out, does it have any information as to where they were shipped from?
Everything that comes to here in terms of the munitions comes from the same boat, which is always a noon shipment from Chimera's Gate up the river.
All right. I will say, none of those parts of the secret project would involve any sort of manufacturing in Chimera's Gate, would they?
No, these are, actually, hold on, I need to talk to the specialist. Hey! Yeah, come on. And there's another person who comes in. All of you guys, specifically, like, you, the sergeant, and the quartermaster have, like, feathers in your hat. You and the sergeant have, like, red ones. The quartermaster has a red one with a little gold dip. There's someone who comes by with, like, a gold feathered hat. All tricorns, very naval. And goes, there's something going on with a shipment. We need to know if these had anything to do with Chimera's Gate. And the guy goes, I need to see some ID.
Crocodile is like visibly being like, I can't see these IDs. Please say they're working.
10 damage per.
Oh,
We can do that one more time.
Yeah, we got one more in us before we start blasting.
Yeah.
And then the guy goes, all right, so you're the senior, sorry, I just need to talk technical specs, and I have to, this is strictly confidential. It's mundane. I just need to, and he pulls you aside a little bit. He goes, so one of these is, it's an artifact. It's lightning related. So if anything can set this thing off, it might set off the more volatile properties of this. That was in a repository briefly in Chimera's Gate, but it's from Monk's Keep. Otherwise, these two are both things that were built in town, but they all have stuff that came upriver that went through Chimera's Gate. Specifically, though, this one right here, and he pokes, like, on the... he goes to, like, poke on a sheet and then blinks for a second and points at one of the wagons. He goes, the HCE, that is something that we probably want to keep as far away from dead munitions as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, my professional opinion, till we get all this sorted out, it might be wise to keep volatile things as far apart from each other as possible. Not here to tell you how to do your job. You know your business. I know mine. I'm here for munitions, but I just wanted to let you know that there might be some potential sabotage going on, and
And where were you putting the munitions?
Oh, munitions. I found just a dry spot in the corner of the yard. I'm gonna have a team come by tomorrow to pick them up by wagon. We're gonna have to do a thorough investigation, find which ones are volatile, if any are good, and try and get to the bottom of who did this.
All right. There's an adjacent bay. We're going to have to move all the wagons out of there to make sure there's a clear path. But once everything's moved, we'll move them back in place.
All right, sounds good. So he's moving. So he's not moving any of the cool science experiment shit.
No, that's exactly what he's moving.
Oh, and so he's moving them into a bay.
He gestured in the direction of where you're supposed to be putting the munitions.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Thanks for your time and your cooperation in this matter.
All right. You've got a bunch of people moving. The sergeant is making sure people stay out of the way. You're slowly getting a pile of things put up, like, next to the pickup location, basically, for the push-through. Everything's slowly being set up. The privates are coming and going. At this point, there's a couple of people who, just guards who are staying with the special projects. There's 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So far, the first stuff that you pointed out, the stuff that was piled up initially, has all been moved. What else are you marking for pickup? Currently, you have half a wagon load of stuff.
Yep, so rifle, blunderbuss, and pistol. I was also marking some of those auto-grade, mini cannons. And some full-size cannons for the apparatus. And I was trying to think if I could get some cool, bolts for the crossbow, but that feels like pushing it, especially if they're not, explosion-related.
Oh, all of these are bog standard munitions.
Yeah. So, no, Jane might have to be on her own for that one, because I can't justify taking those necessarily. Well,
what
actually...
What did the clowns want?
Yeah.
Did we...
Clowns just wanted to fuck shit up.
In that case, I'm gonna steal some handheld bombs. Do they have just grenades essentially? I'll take some. I'll take some of those.
So you direct the the privates to keep moving those as you move on to the other section of the munitions. Here you've gone past cannon and firearm munitions into actual handheld stuff. You can see that a lot of this stuff is pre-prepared alchemical bombs that are ready to go. It looks like they have poison gas and fire that are ready. They have basically 2 types of handheld charge. One of them are thrown grenades. These ones come with a rope so you can kind of hurl them and chuck them. They have a small fuse, otherwise they're packed together tightly, spherically with paper. The other type are satchel charges that you would put in place at a location set, and then a little while later they would go off.
Oh, I need those satchel charges.
yeah. Get those satchel charges over there.
The satchel charges are real bad. Oh, baby, they're bad. Oh, naughty little satchel charge. I would. Yeah, those. Oof. Yeah, the satchel charges. Whew.
Those are really messed up.
Those are bad.
Super bad.
One last thing.
Mm-hmm.
As we're moving all these around, we have guards that are guarding the special projects. We have other guards that are moving things back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to station myself within earshot of the guards guarding the special project, and I'm going to have a little conversation with Crowquill.
Okay.
And say, ooh, yeah, I'm just gonna be happy tomorrow when we can get all this stuff out of here. Well, let's just say I wouldn't want to be standing too close to those, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. They're extremely I'm literally just touching my forehead, checking for lost eyebrows or something like that, being yes, they're extremely volatile, sir. They're extremely volatile.
Do you guys want to roll? Because you guys are trying to make them think that they need to get the hell away from this duty, right?
Yeah, I'm if not away from the duty, stand far away from them to make it a little easier to sneak up on, you know?
Okay, do you guys want to roll deceive together?
Yeah,
I
oh,
would
baby.
love to.
Deceive. I got a 5. That's my deceive song.
Well, I'm drawing a blank on math. Isn't that great? That is an 18 from me. Does that use my +4 at all?
Are you using it?
No, I'm gonna save that. So,
Okay, so there's an 18 and a 5 for a total of 23. You
feel like
can
how-
see the soldiers kind of nervously stand a little bit further. You know, kind of walk back and forth, watching specifically whenever anyone moves near the crates, they all look and make sure. They're now getting periodically distracted.
I feel like this deceive roll really boils down to Sun stating a fact. Yep, they sure are volatile. And then Kroko's like, holy shit, I see what he's doing, but I have to do all the legwork here.
yep, those munitions sure are volatile. I'm like, yep, just any small thing could set it off. Yes, sir, you are correct, sir.
Man, sure is glad
It would
that
take
untrained
one small
professionals were
thing.
here.
It would take one small incident for this entire warehouse to go up. Yes, sir, it would, sir. Like that one time.
You guys hear the faint sound of voices. You hear someone going, "Well, I thought it was 102." And then someone going, "Well, it has to be 3rd Street. It can't have been here. Can't have been here." Jeez. Oh, someone give me a sign.
We recognize these voices?
Yep.
Yeah, alright. Oh, baby, that's our cue. Everything's moved. Let's get the hell out of Dodge. I'm gonna...
Wait, you gotta make sure they're not, the crates are not at the right location yet, are they?
Yeah,
They're
they are.
still being moved. This is just the extraction team in position.
Right. I'm
okay.
saying I'm gonna say to Croquill, well, as much as it'd be good to oversee the rest of this maneuver, and everything's been marked, and well, we got a big journey ahead of us to warn the next repository.
Yep, certainly would be a long journey ahead of us. I, for one, am scared of the road ahead. You know, that last time that we were out there, Private sure saved my life.
Yep. No, we owe him a lot.
All right, so let's head out then.
All right.
Let's jump to Jane, Tiana, and Bilgy. You guys
Hey.
leave the Bilgewater after everyone else has gone off. You're aiming to get there around 5, so it's currently like 4:30 as you're making your way down the streets. It's
Okay.
near the end of the working day. It's sparse. It's the same description as I gave the others. Like they're keeping groups dispersed. You guys are 3, so they let you stay relatively unassailed.
Perfect.
You move up the main street a long ways. You make a turn along a side street and then end up moving towards your assault location. You're currently in the street itself. There's people walking, but no one's really standing or loitering. It looks like there's still guards here and there urging people to keep moving. You can see the opening to the alleys.
Okay. Let's get going. I mean, we have 30 minutes to kill. Let's kind of figure out what our plan is really quick, I think. So we know exactly where we're going to be initially attacking.
Mhm.
We got to distract them for how long do you think it'll take them to like get those crates and move them?
Tiana kind of goes, "I thought the idea was that we just do it as long as we can, then bust."
Yeah, okay. For sure. So it might be worthwhile to have like a distraction, maybe like do we have any bombs or
You have a
anything?
smoke bomb.
I have a smoke bomb. But I'm hoping to use that to get away.
Sadly, you are lacking in 10 fire bombs.
Yeah, I don't have my 10 fire bombs that I usually have. But I'm thinking of like having like distraction over here a little bit, and then it's like, oh no, we gotta go over here. They're actually over here, and then we like firefight for a little bit, you know, see what we can do, and then smoke bomb and fuck off, you know? Thoughts?
There's a series of balconies that you might be able to struggle to climb up to near the opening of the alley that you could use for like a sniper's nest. At the base of the alley, it would be pretty open fighting without much cover.
Okay.
There is a second mouth that opens up like on the opposite side of the door that like meets almost like a U shape.
Okay.
You, Tiana, and Bilgi all have long range capabilities. Tiana and Bilgi are good up close.
Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna want maybe me in the back, and then them to be maybe Tiana mid range and Bilgi close range. We're gonna try to find the perfect spot for this, like exactly how we should approach this.
Will, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Would a sniper shot be effective close range? Like, you spend the entire turn, all your off turns, taking aim at someone who's literally stabbing you. And then you're just like, boom!
I think it's a don't shoot until you see the whites of their eyes thing, where it's
Gotcha.
like if someone's running up to you and hasn't hit you yet, you might be able to pop off the shot. But
Yeah,
if they
fair
slap
enough.
you, I think that jogs you out of sniper.
I think
that's
at
fair.
that range,
That's fair.
I'm
That's
gonna turn a
not
light
aim.
on 1 sec.
at that range, it's not aim. That's maneuvering the sniper rifle so that the barrel is touching them and you can still pull the trigger. And then it's just you've been hit point blank with a high caliber round.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's less like, oh, haha, I hit you from far away, and more like, no, all of the gas, all the exhaust from the muzzle, everything, it went right into your lower intestine, my dude. It sucks. It's weird that they were able to do that, but I guess they did not move or anything and took all their off turns to do it to you.
Like, they're just wholly designed to hit that one spot.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my next character. Sniper, but only uses, like, dragonfire pistols at close range.
I hear that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because that's, yeah, I mean, it's a range thing too, I guess.
Anyway.
So where were we? We were with Jane getting into position, right?
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Because you have a couple of open alleyways. You have the
Yep.
main street. You have the balconies.
I'm looking for somewhere that we can kind of jump in XCOM style, you know, shoot some people, maybe throw a grenade here or there.
Oh, you don't want to do
Um,
that. That destroys the bodies. That one lady will be really mad at you.
Yeah. You know, and have like one person run up a little bit and shoot a little bit closer because you get a better chance with a shotgun. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, you have both of the alleyways are able, like you're able to do that. You took all the time in the last couple sessions to pick out a spot that you could bum rush. So either one works. It's a question of like, are you closer to the water? Are you closer to the main street?
Closer to the main street, because
Are you
we
all
don't really
grouped
have
up?
any.
Are you waiting for a signal?
Waiting for a signal, I think. Yeah, I don't think it would be best for us to be grouped up.
Okay, so who's going where?
Um,
You see a guard
Well-
walk by the mouth of the alleyway, but they don't notice you.
yeah, so some balcony somewhere that I can like see stuff. Tiana and maybe Tiana and Bilgi will stay together.
All right, are they going in the other alley then?
I don't want them to be too far from me though. Is the other alley too like far away?
It's far enough that you would have to like signal to them. If they're underneath, all you would have to do is basically like, you know, drop a stick or a small stone or something.
Yeah. Okay. Underneath, I think. I kind of want to stay together if we can.
Okay, so they like kind of loiter by the mouth of the alley. You have to make your way up these balconies. There's a second and third story balcony.
Okay.
What's the plan?
Climb.
Give me a roll.
So first, is there a ladder? Is the door
Nope.
open? No ladder, no door open? Okay.
You're going Assassin's Creed on this bitch.
I'm going Assassin's Creed on this bitch. I'm gonna just try to climb up. Okay, so I'm gonna do a grace roll for this.
Suspense. I like the suspense.
Sorry, my math skills.
I know, I failed at
that's-
math earlier too.
That's an 18 to try to climb onto this balcony.
All right, you wait until like you don't hear anybody nearby, and then you give Tiana a nod. She like gets kind of some hands going. You run up. You put a foot down. She gives you the heave. From there, you kind of kick off of the wall a little bit, like off and upwards, and then manage to grasp the railing up near the top and put your feet near the bottom. Then you just need to vault over the side. You're on the second story.
Perfect.
From here, you can see into a building. It looks like a small kitchen. There's some loose papers around, like someone lives here, but you don't see any lit candles or anything.
Cool. I'm just keeping it stay low for now, or maybe act casual. Is there a seat on this balcony? Can I
leaning on the
sit
rails,
down?
having a smoke?
Yeah, exactly.
You look from side to side. You lean back against the wall a little bit, sidle up, and then sit in a little bistro chair.
Yeah.
There's a used coffee cup nearby.
I'm gonna pick it up and just hold it.
Very casual.
Very casual.
All right. What are you doing to signal to them? Just giving them a whistle because you're just one story up?
Throws the cup.
Yeah, just a whistle, I guess.
Back to the group inside the building. They have moved the cannon and small grade munitions over. They are currently moving the satchel charges and hand charges. It was just those two types you were asking for, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
In that case, we're getting out of here.
I mean, are you just running up a wall while everyone's looking? Or are you
No.
Sitting,
We're
looking from side to side?
We're
Or you-
walking out
looking-
the front.
I'm walking to the front. I'm going to go talk to the quartermaster.
I thought you guys were helping them get the stuff out from the inside.
Yeah, and we marked everything, and they've gotten it out. They're carrying the last bit.
No, they're
So-
carrying it to the location, but you need to help them lift it over into the window.
Oh, you're not talking about the soldiers. You're talking about us. Our team.
Okay.
I thought you meant the enemy soldiers.
Okay. Recap. You are Sun. Crowquill is nearby.
Yeah.
Rooker is with you.
We are existing.
Other people are still moving cargo. You're standing around supervising. You kind of have a little bit of leeway if you want to do any last minute stuff. You're out in the shipyard where you can see that there's ship docks. There's no ships in there right now. There's timbers and wrapped up sails and piles of flags in bulk.
All right. So, right, and the part of the plan was to help the unloading team unload.
I believe
help-
so.
Yeah, to help the loading team. So the window team.
The window team. Okay, in that case, we won't be leaving. We'll be leaving with the window team.
In that case, it would probably be wise for us to go and at least check on the window. While
yeah, in that case...
While we
in that
totally
case-
inspect the duds,
Yeah. Yeah, we'll, Actually, can we say that to the guards there? Not leave us alone with the super value thing, but, we're gonna be here, make sure nothing happens to those munitions. Just make sure everything's safe on the level.
Say that again. You kind of...
Oh, sorry. So, my plan is to go to the guards guarding the special project that we are planning to steal, that we've moved to the window. I'm gonna say, hey, munitions are scary. They might explode at any moment. We're gonna stay here, as is our job, to keep an eye on them.
All right. They They nod and look a little bit more nervous as they pace back and forth. The soldiers are moving stuff in. You can see that they've brought the satchel charges first. The hand charges are going to come later.
Hey.
Going back to the alley, there's a wagon that goes by with, like, produce and stuff like that being brought from the markets. It passes by you. You can see Tiana and Bilgi kind of, like, shuffle off to the side. There's a guard that walks past while that happens, doesn't see you, just looks at the others, like, moving out of the way of the wagon, and then keeps moving. There is a pause. The wind blows. Time passes. You can hear distantly the 5 o'clock bells ringing. You hear them inside as well.
Are the boxes in the right place at this point?
You wouldn't know. You guys are waiting for a different cue.
Yeah, I'm asking just like kind of out of character, like for Gabe and Crowquill. Do they see that the boxes are in the right place?
Yeah, boxes are in the right place.
Okay.
The last few ones are being moved in.
All right, we're waiting for our cue.
A wagon starts to make its way down the road, and you can see them start to open the gates for it. There's 2 guards in the front gate. There's 1 guard on the inside, and then including, like, someone on the wagon, like, driving, and 1 person riding shotgun, there's 2 other people who are escorting it. This is an armored wagon coming from the printers.
Okay. So this is what we wanted, right? Like, as soon as they opened the gates, that's when we were going to attack.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna whistle.
All right.
And I'm gonna line up a shot, and I'm going to shoot one of the guards.
All right. You whistle. Bilgi snaps his fingers. You can see one of the guards that's, like, pushing the door open trip and, like, land on the asphalt. Tiana is basically, like, she has the rifle ready to take a shot, but she's holding, like, with one of the hands, like, a dagger, getting ready to rush and then rush back out. Do you want to take your shot?
I'm gonna take my shot.
I feel so sorry for the guard that fell out, because we've all been in a truck when we were like 5 years old and had to like hep out. It's just like, I feel that, man. I feel that. Some days your footing just isn't where the foothold needs to be.
21 on that shot.
All right. Who are you shooting, by the way?
I'm guessing one of the guards by the gate. You said there's 2 guards by the gate, and there's how many guards by the
Okay, so there's 2 exterior gate guards. There's 1 interior gate guard. There's 2 like walking convoy guards, and then 2 on the wagon convoy guards. One of them's the driver, the other one's riding shotgun.
Interior guard. I'm shooting the interior guard.
All right. You fire off a bolt. It whizzes through the air and, like, glances right off, like, the guard's helmet with a clang. You can see that there's a gash in the tricorn where there's a little metal cap underneath the hat. At this point, like, you hear, "Take cover!" And the one that you shot, like, goes for a whistle and blows it. Tiana fires off a shot. And manages to shoot the driver, like, just grazing the arm as the driver's getting down. The driver kind of stumbles as the one who's riding shotgun, like, moves to try and get in position, like, guarding, like, using the wagon as cover.
Mm-hmm.
The ones on the side are trying to get to the door to try and guard it, while you can see, like, the 2 door guards. One of them is still scrambling up. The other one is, like, trying to lift the big, like, bar thing and pull the door shut.
I'm gonna shoot that guy.
All right, give me a roll.
Okay. Is it? Is the sniper take too long to set up, or could I do that?
It would mean that you don't have off turns. That's it.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that then. And it's also different now, right? I roll, and then
×2, then +50.
Instead of
+2.
+50, then ×2, because that was just +100. That was a bit too much.
Yeah. Okay.
I disagree. Being able to one-shot anything in Bloodwine was fantastic.
Not anything. There are things you definitely couldn't one-shot.
That's true.
Yeah, we found that out the hard way, and we had to fight that giant darkling.
Okay, that's a 70.
70. You fire a shot and actually manage to hit the guy on the inside of the van brace in the wrist. He lets out a yelp and then goes to, like, reach for his sword. You can see him, like, kind of protected a little bit. He lets the, like, thing drop back down, and he goes on the other side of the door to try to use it for cover. Tiana rushes in towards the guy who was downed on the edge of the door. She goes in for a stab. Followed by another slice.
Yeah.
At this point, you see her kind of like pick up the guard that's there and just kind of whump him against the ground, roll out of the way of a shot, and then kind of start scrambling back towards the opening of the alleyway, just to kind of like group up a little bit. At the same time, Bilgy runs in. You see him take like a pistol shot at the one who was in cover behind the wagon. It misses, but whoever's there like retreats away and doesn't take a shot. As he's rushing in, the driver who got down, like he goes for a swing. And then he uses force magic for a push. It hurls the driver out of the way. Currently, the wagon has one person behind it, but it's otherwise unguarded, and it's still clear of the door. Meanwhile, though, there is the sound of gunfire and chaos. People are starting to run around inside the building. At the first sign of danger, like, the privates who are carrying stuff rush to put it down and then run. You didn't ask them to carry anything beyond what they were already carrying, so they finished the deposit basically just in time. The people who are guarding the high value projects just kind of like look at each other for a second, exchange a knowing glance, and then like move the hell out of the way. At this point, all of the like laborers and soldiers, after putting stuff down, start like moving towards the armory section to grab weapons. Very briefly, you are alone.
Do we want to grab that?
Grab which?
Do we want to grab the high value project and run?
High Value Project is coming with us, baby. That's why we put it over here. Is our getaway vehicle here? Like you said, they were talking outside.
You heard him.
All right,
All right.
I'm gonna boon Sun and just be like, grab that shit. Let's go.
All right. So the door. Can I open it from the inside?
Which door?
Because we stacked everything. The window rather. Can I stack up everything? Or can I open the window to start moving shit?
So there was one of them that was a window. Here, you're by the top of a wall, so you can kind of clamber onto the like crates and get things ready to move. What's the first thing you pick up?
Special project.
Okay. So
it's way more interesting than ammunition. Ammunition you got in spades.
Yeah.
You run up to all of these things that are on individual wagons. There is the magical item box. There's what was it? The HCE, and then Project DDCSA.
I'm getting the HCE.
Okay, roll brawn, and it's a good thing you're booned.
Okay.
That's why I did it. That's why I did it.
And that's the highest brawn roll you can get in the game, and that is a 10 plus 6 times 4 for a total of 34.
Okay, and you're moving this, right?
Yeah.
Fucking.
So even if you take damage, you're moving this?
Yes.
Sun looks at this box and he's like, I'm fucking moving this box. And like you can see his like muscles strain and like A vein pops out of his head as he goes to lift it. Like,
So you pick this thing up, and it's like a boat motor, like a high-size boat motor. It is heavy. You almost clunk it against the ground, but just graze it and then start heaving it up. You get it on top of this other set of crates, and by the time you're kind of heaving this and getting things ready, like Rooker is there just getting small crates ready. He's kind of at the base getting ready to hand things up to you. And you can see that like they've thrown over a rope. Ropes himself has like come in to secure things and then go back down to belay. And then you see that Garini must be on the other side just keeping watch because Meanie is carrying Beanie and he just hups him over the other side.
As I'm kind of straining here, how are you guys in low light conditions?
What, you mean like backstage? And then Beanie comes in and helps you hup this up. You can see Meanie. He's about as strong as you are, so he also struggles a little bit, but he heaves it over and like gets it down. You hear it clunk onto the wagon.
Well,
nice.
malfunctioning munitions can make a lot of smoke.
At that, Crowquill's immediately like on it and like starts like casting a ritual on the ground to make fire burn from nothing, basically, to be triggered like when Crowquill wants when we escape, basically.
Well, yeah,
Like,
my
when
plan
we-
is just to
when we
scream,
leave.
"No, the munitions! Oh God!" and then set off the smoke bomb.
So you're making like an elemental glyph that's conditioned is like when I snap my fingers, basically.
Basically.
All right.
All right, and if I have time, I'm gonna hand the smoke bomb to Crowquill as like, you never know when a stray bullet might hit the goods.
He's like, no, you keep it. You keep it. I can't aim for shit.
All right.
I like basically like ward him off as I like throw some like salt and feathers on the ground.
Okay.
Give me an elemental roll for that glyph.
Okay. That is going to be a 21.
All right, you set up a small glyph on the ground, and it faintly kind of simmers. It has a dull reddish glow, like dying embers. What is the next thing you're moving?
Next thing I'm moving is which looks smaller between the artifact and the DDCSA.
DDCSA is long and flat, but a little wide. The magical item is basically like a bread box.
Bread box it is. We're hauling that shit.
Do you want
Okay.
another boon? Would you like another boon there, son?
I mean, it's a bread box. I think I got it. Oh God!
So you pick this thing up. It feels like maybe there's like a wand or like a revolver in there or something, or some other like mechanical object of some sort. Not too heavy. You very easily like you could even like throw it under an arm, easy enough. What do you grab anything else, like another box of munitions with the other
Yeah.
arm?
Yeah, another box of munitions. For
Son,
Otto,
you-
my baby boy.
Son, you fool, you just happened to pick up the box of infinite density.
No! Damn this crate of 1,000 grogs.
So you pass this over. You pass the munitions. Rooker has passed some stuff to Beanie as well, and he's giving them to Meanie, who's just going up one, hup one, hup one. You can hear the sound of them like putting things down on the other side. And
Sorry?
Mhm.
Yeah, you cut out at a crucial moment.
what is next?
what is next?
That big flat screen TV.
What dimensions wise will it fit through the window?
It'll fit, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
There's like a good meter's clearance or so.
Okay.
You know, guys, we went from just stealing munitions to stealing like a high value target. Like,
Oh yeah, we did. Oh yeah,
So-
we did.
why do we do this every time?
You pick this thing up, and it feels like it's a couple of like precision-made metal parts that are all in this box, like wrapped in something like maybe like hay or something to keep them in place.
Ooh, baby.
It's lighter than a rifle, but it still feels like it might be like rifle parts or something.
Ooh.
Can I roll mental munition to give the box just a little shake? Like
Go
a
for it.
kid on Christmas?
I just like to point out that like Our last campaign was Will constantly escalating shit and then us trying to de-escalate shit. This campaign is reversed. Will's constantly trying to bring us down. We're like, no, let's steal more.
That is an 18 for son on Christmas morning shaking his gift.
These are weapon parts. Something in there sounds optical.
Optical.
Don't shake it anymore.
Don't shake it anymore. All right, that's going over the side.
All right. Back to the distraction at the gate. You basically had Bilgy and Tiana run in there for one kind of rush, but you guys are still in position. They haven't pushed you. The guard that Tiana went for has stopped moving. The guard that you shot by the gate is not leaving cover. The one on the inside must have left to get like reinforcements or something because he's no longer there. The guards that are still in commission are basically like there's the driver who's bleeding pretty heavily, and then 3 guards that are by the wagon.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot one of the 3 guards, whichever one I can see the easiest, I guess.
All right,
I can't do like a line them up, can I? They're not like in front of each other.
Well, they're all kind of clustered behind cover. You could wait for the right moment and potentially lose it, or you could like shoot the first person to leave cover.
I'm gonna shoot the first person to leave cover.
All right, that's a snipe.
All right, snipe time.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Snipe time. I think 6. That's the exact. I think this is the exact same roll that I had rolled last time.
I love when that happens.
70 again.
70. You fire another shot at someone coming out, and you can see it graze like the side of their face. They kind of crumple down to the ground a little bit. Someone like reaches over towards them, and you can see Bilgy fire off another shot before he nods to Tiana, and both of them go to like rush them.
Nice.
As they hear people coming in, you can hear them cycling around to the other side of the wagon.
Okay.
As this happens, like Tiana nods to Bilgy. He goes around the one side. She rushes around the other. One of them fires a shot at Tiana. Another one fires a shot at you.
Okay.
Oh God!
And that's going to be for 12 damage.
Okay, I'm gonna try to dodge. I dodge it.
All right. You roll over a little bit. One of the bolts that gets fired just kind of like embeds itself to the side. You can hear a shot fire out from someone, but it must not have hit anyone because everyone still seems to be fighting fine.
Okay.
Inside. What's next?
Well, we got all the special shit. Grabbed a cannon. I grabbed a bunch of auto-grade cannonballs. I think next is blunderbuss shells.
Okay. You move the blunderbuss shells in bulk just out of the way. Start bringing them over the side. What's next?
Next is the cannonballs for the apparatus.
Okay. You have like undersized cannonballs for like repeating fire cannons that you start loading up over. What's next?
Will, while this is going on, I have warbles with me, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a quick scout of the area outside the window with warbles.
Okay, give me a roll for that.
Okay. That's 16. 26.
Okay, and remind me, is that with ritual or druid?
Druid.
Okay, so you stop for a second. You make sure that people are aware. Rooker's watching. He puts a hand on your shoulder, and you sink. Warbles quickly like darts and flies out. You can see that the crew is there, and the people who are guarding near the doors, they've left just one guard there, kind of awkwardly looking. You can see that there's a number of them that are all cycling around the side of the building. This whole area is like fenced in with an overhang, and then like not an overhang, with a gap, and then like the roof structure. So Warbles is able to quickly like fly back in and fly around this inside area. You can see this is still very large. It's like a warehouse space. There's not that many guards, but they're all moving towards one part of the building. You guys are pretty well isolated right now.
Pretty well isolated. And how's our path of escape?
Mostly clear.
All right, that's good enough. Warbles come back.
Warble starts coming back. Back at the door.
Okay.
Rifle!
I shoot another person.
Yes!
Wait. Because we're trying to pretend like we're trying to steal this thing, right? Would it be
Pretend. You
Yeah.
know.
Like, but if I could steal just a little bit,
Little,
just a little bit,
maybe
you know?
escalate it just a little bit more so that the Empire really wants to hunt us down and kill us.
Yeah. Does it look
Alright.
like this? Is there a lock on this wagon? Is what I'm asking.
The wagon is locked. The current status of this is the driver has been cut down. Both of the gate guards, one of them has been killed, the other one has been sufficiently wounded to where he's cowering and not coming out. You picked off one of the wagon guards, which means there's 3 of them left. Bilgy and Tiana are taking care of 2 of them. You can see that they're all clustered on one side of the wagon right now, and they're all out in the open.
Okay, so there should be one left, right?
Currently, let me do the count. 1 person ran to get help, so that's 1 gone. 2 people are out. There's driver down, other guard down, so there's 2 guards remaining.
Okay, and Tiana and Bilgy are dealing with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have a clear path? Because the driver probably has the keys, right? Do I have a clear path to jump down and check the driver to see if he has keys?
It's a 2nd story balcony, so give me a roll for that.
Okay, I'm gonna do a grace roll. I need 3 dice for that.
Escalate.
Escalate!
Escalate!
That's an 18 to jump off the balcony.
All right, you go over the other side. You're kind of hanging with like both of your hands and then your feet on the edge. And right as you're dropping to like go just your hands and then drop to the ground, you see someone who doesn't see you open the balcony just carrying a French press of coffee.
I give them a little bit like one of these.
They just kind of like blink for a second and don't have time to respond before you're down on the ground and you're rushing towards the driver. As you're doing that, Tiana
No.
shanks one of the remaining guards, grabs him, and throws him to the side. As that happens, Bilgy goes in with knocking things around. Just a hack with the cutlass, and then he sees Jane coming in and kind of repositions and gets ready to like parry anyone going in as you go for the keys. You scamper in as quick as you can. You're down by like the driver's body going through. The driver doesn't have the keys.
Where was the passenger? Was he taken out too?
You look and there's someone else who was just taken out by Tiana nearby. You pat and not this one. There's someone on the far side of the wagon.
Yeah, I go around behind the wagon to get to it.
All right. At this point, you hear the sound of scuffling as Tiana and Bilgy, outside of your line of sight, are taking care of the last guard. There's the sound of like, you know when you can hear like a bunch of different people like scuffing and bumping against each other? There's like a group that's bumbling its way down a distant hallway. You can also hear the sound of like, go, let's go, but like far enough away that you still have a second. You go down and keys.
I'm gonna open it really quick. Okay, well first I'm gonna throw the smoke bomb that Sun gave me into the gateway. So that'll give me another second, and for them
Right.
to get out.
You crack it and chuck it. You can see it start to fulminate. Initially, it's one of those things where you're like, that's a smoke bomb. There's just a little kind of plume. but it just gets thicker and keeps going, and before too long, it is unimaginably smoky in there.
Perfect.
You unlock this, look inside, this is all payroll. As you, like, check your surroundings for danger and you hear people coming, you can see, like, through the smoke, Tiana and Bilgi come at you, like, they've both got blood on their blades. They look from side to side, and Bilgi goes, "Did that work?"
I'm just gonna be like, let's just grab something quick and go.
Tiana's like, wait, no. Let's take the wagon. Let's take the whole wagon. The horses are still on it.
Escalate.
Let's go late.
Let's do it. Okay.
That was the Empress's favorite horse.
All the guards look in dismay as the cart, with its back door still open, is fluttering payroll stubs out into the streets, and the guards see their pay vanish into the...
Oh my fucking god. You like, yeah, let's go. I close the doors and hop in. Let's go.
Just
All right,
guards being
so-
like, I haven't been paid in months.
Tiana jumps in and grabs the reins and starts cracking to get the horses going. Bilgi runs up, and you can hear him, like, reloading his weapons, getting ready for another volley.
Yeah.
You rush in the back, and it's exactly what you described. Like, this thing lurches forward. There's a couple of bills that, like, bust, and you can see them fluttering outward. And then
I'm
there's
not worried.
literally, like, a sergeant that goes, "My paycheck!" as you're, like, closing the doors. On the other side
I'm
of the
still
building,
late.
what are you picking up?
Well, okay, 2 questions. Question number 1, what is even left to pick up? We have the rifle, the blunderbuss, autocannon,
Satchel?
and I believe cannonballs. So it's like the satchels.
So, still remaining are cannonballs, pistol,
Yes, the pistol
satchels, and hand charges.
and hand charges. Okay. What I had noticed, the thick smoke coming from the door.
No, actually. This is that big of a building.
Okay. Who looks like they're due? Okay. Okay, they're halfway through. Okay, I'm gonna grab the satchel charges and carry them.
All right. You've got some satchel charges under one arm. What's under the other one?
Hand charges.
All right, one of each type, and you start getting those up. As you pass them to Beanie, Beanie goes, "Oh!" and he starts selectively getting as many as the satchel and hand charges as he can.
Yep. I pick them good. So now we're halfway through. Do I know how would this thing last long enough for us to get the rest of everything? If I were to crack it now?
You don't know.
Okay, in that case, I am going to crack it and place it in the bunch of barrels and just start hollering at the top of my lungs, "Oh God! Oh God! The munitions! Everyone back! Everybody back!"
All right. What are you grabbing? Are you getting yourselves over the edge?
I'm definitely getting myself over the edge. Fuck.
I'm grabbing the pistols.
I'm useless in this room. I should just leave.
I'm grabbing the pistol stuff, and then I'm going back to the cannonballs, and I'm going over.
Okay,
You're so greedy.
you hear Crowquill
All of us.
scampering up and going, "Okay, I don't have time for this. Help me up. I'm blind. Help me up."
Yep.
At this point, like, Beanie and Meanie help to get Crowquill over the edge. Rooker, surprisingly, is on the sun side. He's going, and he's like, "Wait," and you see him bolt across the docks.
Not the produce. Don't tell me he grabs the Don't you fucking tell me that Rooker's
Wow.
grabbing the produce right now.
Okay. I am keeping an eye on this smoke. As soon as it starts to dissipate, that's when I'm going over. But as long as it's coming out thick and hot and thick, I'm shoveling. I'm shoveling stuff.
You have to wait for Crowquill to go over. Beanie gets put over as well, and then you feel Meanie take the pistol, and then you said it was cannon?
Yes, cannon next.
Okay, so there's still like a couple of extra barrels because you guys are prioritizing, so
Yeah.
there's still stuff here. But you've got basically almost all of it done when you can see Rooker coming back, and he's like, "Captain's nutmeg!"
You hear
you
Crowquill yell from down below, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
So I'm like on top of the wall at this point, like, Greenie,
Satchel charge.
Greenie like opens up a crate, closes it, inspects it, like takes the fuse out, closes it again, and then chucks it to you.
Yep, I'm bombing the rest of this shit as we get out.
That's what I did. Whatever.
Oh, you set up fire to do that specifically?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, then I'm keeping
it's
this
fire that's good. It's fire that's gonna spawn out of nowhere and ignite everything.
So you don't have to set this. You just have to put it down.
Yeah.
It'll be lit by the detonation.
Yeah.
So you go over. There's a heaving noise as you can actually see like the fence posts kind of creak to one and then the other as Rooker comes in. And he goes, "Oh shit!" And then one of them cracks and he lands like flat on his back. It's, fuck.
Well, up and at him.
I'm okay. Let's go. Let's go
Okay.
back to the gate. You
We're
guys are
fucking
leaving
going.
as there's like billowing smoke coming out of an open iron gate.
Mhm.
There's a bunch of like soldiers starting to scramble through.
I
You
start
guys. All right, so you fire off a pot shot that just goes through the smoke, and you can see them like backing up and getting ready for another attempt.
Mhm.
There's a turn, and you are on the main street. As you're moving along, and like there's guards coming around the corner to like follow, you can see like other guards are noticing and going, "Wait, shit!" and they're running to try and stop you. But like, this is like an empty freeway and you're one car and there's like 6 dudes running basically.
Nice. And as they're running, because I'm gonna be like sitting on the top or something. I want to be shooting them, like.
Okay, so there's the 2 of them who went into like the Tiana is driving, Bill G is riding shotgun. You close the door on your way out, so do you open the doors and climb onto the top so you can kind of have like a flat shooting position?
If I just open the doors, can I shoot from there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You gotta do the classic thing where the door's open, acting as a shield, and you're shooting through the little window.
Yeah. Like it's just open a crack and I'm shooting through it, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So you start to clatter your way down the main street as there's more and more guards starting to chase after you. Meanwhile, the rest of you have this wagon full of goods, and you start it up slowly because it's a bit heavy, and then you start to get a bit of momentum, and you're moving through town.
Nice.
Go.
At this point, like as things are moving, there's a bunch of guards that go up and go, "Hey, you! What's going on?"
Us.
Mhm.
Bullshit. Just bullshit it.
Croco's gonna shout, emergency transport. The armory's under attack.
Have
3,
you?
2, 1.
So at this point, they're like, "What the hell?" And then they look to each other side to side. That's 3 damage to your IDs. And
Okay.
that was a
Oh my
snap from Croquill, right?
Yeah.
So they look at you for a second and they're like, "Wait, so what's..." And then the like half of the building starts like going up in flames. Like some of the roof is ignited and they go, "Shit, go, move!" And they start like pushing and like getting you to go. As this happens, like while everyone else is like in the middle of the freeway getting chased by more and more cops on the other end of town, you guys have them like clearing pedestrians out of the way so you can get away from this place.
Okay. Also, if we're not to outrun the guards chasing us, I'm gonna suggest that we like dump it in a back alley, just grab some of it and start running. You know?
These
All right.
are Imperial soldiers. Just start throwing money at them. See what they do.
Here's your paycheck.
I just start throwing it.
Well, I mean, you're still like pushing this door open to get a shot off every now and again, so there's money coming out. You turn a corner and you're going down the main street. There's about 8 of them all like running after you, and they're slowly getting further because you're running at full speed.
Mhm.
But then there's a couple of them that come from a side street on horseback. They're catching up and they're aiming weapons at you. There's
I'm gonna
one
shoot-
attack.
I'm gonna shoot the horses.
Oh, you monster.
I know.
Oh, you monster.
How could you do this to one of God's beautiful creatures?
I like money.
I mean, that is fair for our crew. Thus far, that is very accurate for our crew.
All right, so the attack against you is going to be a 22, and you have +5 threshold from the cover.
Okay, I'm going to try to dodge. That was a terrible roll. Yeah, I'm going to take that damage.
All right, and what was the damage against the horse?
I didn't roll yet. That is a 20 to hit the horse.
All right, you fire off a shot, and it goes into the horse's like haunch. It's not enough to really harm the horse in a significant fashion. They're big, strong animals, but it's enough that like, you know, this is a patrol horse that starts to back off and panic a little bit. You have one rider on your tail as you turn a corner, and you can see that there's a couple of other guards coming towards you guys. You're buying time, but you're probably not going to be able to get to the boat without a tail as long as you have this.
Can I ask Bilgy to blow something up? Blow them up, maybe? The ones that are like in front of us? And I could try to get rid of our tail?
Bilgy nods, and he snaps his fingers after muttering something. Doing math. There is a fruit cart that comes out of a nearby alley right as he snaps his fingers. It makes one of the horses like rear back and stop, so you have enough of an opening that like they see you and you can see them continue chasing, but you can turn down a side road, maybe even an alleyway, and try to think of a different escape.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Tiana steers you to the side and then steers you into an alleyway, and you're stuck at a dead end.
Dead end. Nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna say like we shouldn't get too greedy. Why don't we just grab like like whatever we can carry and go? Like I don't want to risk our lives here.
Odds or evens?
Evens. Are you gonna roll it or should I roll it?
It's you.
Okay. 2.
And you said evens?
Yep.
So you double check before throwing any of them in your pocket. You just like, this isn't the first time you've stolen money. You filter through, and these are all sequential marked bills. These are being tracked. So unless someone's gonna paint over them later, these are useless.
Hey, we know a guy.
You do, don't you?
I do know a guy. I still think we should grab some. You know?
All right. Give me a smuggler roll.
Well, yeah, because they're not being tracked by GPS. Like,
Yeah. Worst case scenario, we throw them in the river. You know, like.
Yeah, give them a little bit of a wash.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's money laundering, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, that was a really good
That's
one.
what I was told money laundering was.
Son's been thinking about getting really into expensive art.
That's a 23 for
Really
smuggling.
now? Expensive art, you say? Seems like
So-
a very good hobby to have.
You're putting stacks in like your shirt and under your belt, and you're helping them, like Tiana and Bilgy, get them under their shirts and belts and stuff like that. You have 23 individual, I'd call them like 2 gold stacks.
Okay.
These basically are like stacks of builds worth 2 gold once they get transmuted into like a forged bill.
Okay.
You can hear them getting closer. You're not strictly in a dead end, you're in a wagon dead end. There's a narrow offshoot that you might be able to scramble down, or you could hop a fence and go down the other side of the alley.
Probably hop a fence. We're all pretty deft, eh? We
Yep.
can probably do that pretty easily. Okay, let's all hop the fence.
Yeah, that is kind of your entire gang is the Deft Gang.
Yeah. Okay, to hop a fence, I get a 18.
All right, you leap your way over. Tiana jumps up and then kind of pushes. You can see her wiggle a leg a little, and then she comes over the other side.
Mhm.
You guys are waiting for Bilgy, and you just hear him kind of like, and then you see on the other side of the fence there's a small pillar of smoke starting to form, and then you hear him scamper over the other end as he's actively cackling, and he starts to run at you guys.
Our captain is like an actual terrorist.
Yeah.
If our captain was less enthused about doing crimes, he might actually sort of captain the ship. It's like in Sea of Thieves, when your friend is like, oh yeah, I'm captain. Anyway, I'm going to use the cannon to go over to this other ship and just solo them.
Yeah.
You're like, well, what do we do now? I guess we'll sail the damn thing.
Yeah, just steer and don't crash. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
All right, let's start running. Let's go.
Get
All right.
out of there.
You make your way up to the main road. You're not currently being seen.
All right, just keep going. Act casual, you know?
All right, you guys scamper out into the road, and then you're kind of keeping your heads down. You're walking. You can hear the faint crinkling of bills underneath your shirt. You slowly make your way up to the end of the docks. You can see patrols coming, and you have to dodge through an alleyway and come through another street, then do it like another time, but you eventually make it to the bilge water. You get there, as you can see, there's the two ships, and they're unloading things basically 50-50 between the two as fast as they can.
I say we all go below deck, just throw the bills into a corner somewhere and start helping.
All right. The three of you go onto the bilge water. You take all this stuff, like just basically slap it onto the table as fast as you can, and then make your way back up top. As that happens, you can see like Rookers on the inside going, and this should go here. Oh, this should be on this shelf, and you just put all the money on the table. Oh well, but we can do that. Put that the rest. Are these to be forged, or are these good?
You mind getting at least 3 or 4 arms up here and helping us unload before the cops come?
Okay, fine. Jeez, all I want is an organized boat, and you hear him clamber his way back up. You guys are unloading everything, and you can see, like, the guards are coming by, wise to things in larger numbers, where they're going, hey, look, quickly! As you've unloaded everything, but your gangplanks are up, and your wagon is just sitting there.
Leave the wagon, like.
Yeah,
It's like,
leaving the wagon behind.
Bye, wagon.
Bye, wagon.
Are we still
Let's get out of
moored?
here.
Sorry?
Are we still moored?
The ropes just need cutting, and the gangplank is there.
Fuck, cut the ropes and get out of here. Like.
All right. I'm gonna say
All hands
official
on deck.
weapons inspection business, and I'm gonna flash my ID.
Okay.
They have 7 left, I believe.
8 by my calculations. I don't think this is gonna fly.
Well, because you didn't show yours at the same time.
So you go up there and you flash that, and as that happens, like all the soldiers have their weapons raised, and they all kind of stop, and the sergeant like just looks back at them and goes, "No, shoot!" And at this point, you guys have raised your gangplanks, you've cut the ropes, and you're starting to unmoor as they start unloading into the
We
side.
just needed a couple seconds.
I am sprinting over to auto and manual mode, and giving him a couple shots. You know, not even like to kill. Just like, hey, you should probably get down. There's a mini cannon firing at you.
All right, there are shots peppering the ship. Who is on the steering wheel right now?
I would assume Bilgy.
I would assume Ken and Ye.
Oh,
no, it'd
maybe.
definitely be Cannon Ye. 100% Cannon Ye.
Gadanye like whistles, and then you see Bilgy come up and take the wheel as he goes down to get into the apparatus in case he's needed. There's a shot that's fired at Bilgy, one at Sun. The one at Sun is for, that would be 10 damage.
I want to ward Bilgy.
10 is actually absorbed by my Brigandine.
Alright, so what would normally be a grazing shot, you can feel get embedded in kind of like the pauldron of your Brigandine here. Who else is on the decks right now? Who is
I'd
like
be on
midship?
I'd be on the decks, like getting shit together. Like I was raising the gangplanks, cutting the ropes, like getting
Alright.
stuff going.
There's another shot against Jane for that would be 11.
Can I ward Jane too? How does the warden thing work? Can I only ward one per turn, or?
You roll basically as their defense.
Right.
Can I also roll a defense? Like, can I also dodge?
After the ward.
Okay.
So that is a 7. I dropped one of my dice, so I have to like one of them's on the ground, and I need 46 for this. So that is going to be a. Oh God, why is math so hard today? 21.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right. So you like mutter something, and Jane, like you're rushing into position, and you actually slip a little, and you can hear something whiz past as you kind of like slide into the cover along the side of the ship. The ship is slowly starting to turn, and another shot is fired at Bilgy, but the ward gives off, like it goes off the same way. Bilgy like ducks out of the way, and there's a flash of white as he dodges another shot. You guys want to give me some attacks?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I do. Hell yeah, I do.
I don't really know where I'm throwing anything, so I think I'll stay defensive on this one.
19 to shoot someone.
That is a 27 for the bum 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 of me and Otto in manual mode.
All right, you and the clown boat are both like slowly sailing off towards the highway, like firing off rounds. There's a couple of people trying to fire at you, but Jane, you shoot and like embed a bolt kind of in the leg of one of the sergeants, and he trips a little bit. A couple of the nearby soldiers go in to try and assist, and he's trying to be like, "No, the thing!"
The thing.
Meanwhile, like half the crowd ducks for cover as you kind of do like a loose like across like the side of the bay here. There's someone on a second story window who like opens up the window and just kind of like looks out, going like, "What the shit?" and then ducks down as soon as she realizes what's happening. You're slowly sailing off and getting a bit further. There's a couple of Coast Guard ships that are starting to follow you. 2 single-sailed ships.
Oh, don't do it. Don't try it, son.
Don't.
Don't try it.
We eat chips like you for breakfast.
All right. I'm running down to help load the apparatus with these brand new spanking cannonballs. Give them a whirl.
Sun like takes one out, shines in, and is just like, yeah.
It's like reverse bowling. Like instead of me taking out the cannonball and shining it and then sending it down the lane, I'm doing the exact same motion, the exact same legwork, but just to put it back into the bowling receptacle thing.
Yeah. So you take this thing out of the barrel, you give it a quick like shrink, and under the glint of light coming from the little window, you can see the Imperial seal that's been carved into this thing. You chuckle. This thing's like machine smooth, and you plonk it in and send it down the railing and start loading more. These ships are catching up to you very slowly. One of them kind of like veers off to the side to get into a firing position while the other one stays straight. The one that's in a firing position fires 1 cannonball at both of the ships. The first one is going towards you guys. Doing math. The cannonball whizzes past and kind of goes through the belly of the ship a little bit. It's way above the waterline. It basically just went through the kitchen.
Oh, my cabbages.
Says Rooker from below.
All right, Cannon, yay, let's show them what this thing's made of.
Boon cannon, yay!
All right, you guys veer to the side, and which of the ships are you going for? The one that just moved to a firing position, or the one that's pursuing?
The one that just moved to a firing position. I feel like they're, by nature being in a firing position, also in a position to take fire.
All right. So just as they're kind of turning, you do the same thing. You turn to like make sure that your broadside is facing them. The cannons swivel to the side. Do you want to give me a roll? And you said booning cannon you, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that'll be 29 plus 29 to your roll.
Ooh.
Okay.
I always boom cannon,
I
yeah.
got a 26. Plus
All right.
29 is 55.
Ooh.
All right. So the cannonball fires off, and you can see it go right below their water line, and you can see like shreds and a little kind of gurgling in the water. They haven't sunk yet. They're still getting ready to load another shot. You can see them getting into the cannon. The other ship you can see is trying to stay wide of this conflict and keep going after the clown's boat.
Well,
Does the clown's boat have canyons on it?
Yep.
Okay.
They seem to be staying straight, just trying to hit the highway as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Another shot at this boat. They just don't learn.
All right.
Pew, 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 pew.
Oof. That's what happens when the boons go away. That's going to be plus 13.
I try
Okay,
not to boon too much. All right,
25
I
plus
don't
13,
want to
that's a-
over boon.
That's a 38 for this second
Alright.
shot here.
Another shot goes off, and this one kind of like punches a little cutout into the rudder of the ship. You can see that they've left the cannons behind. The ship is in the process of trying not to sink. It's disabled.
All right, we'll leave
All right,
them
let's-
like that.
Get out of here. Maybe fire a shot off at the one following the clown
Oh.
ship.
We're saving the clown ship.
Yeah.
Okay, do you guys run in and try and like catch up to them first and then engage, or do you engage from here and risk more boats coming to you?
I'd say we'd want to catch up.
Catch up, yeah.
Are we? Sorry, was the plan for us to both go our separate ways to avoid the heat? Like, is this our two
I
ships
thought-
in the night passing?
Nothing's been determined yet.
All right, then in that case, let's go help them out. They're our buds.
Catch up. Yeah.
Also, we
All
have
right.
a lot of stuff on our ship, and I'm curious what the magic items are.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
So you turn back towards the highway. You're behind this other ship. It's ahead of you, and it's behind their ship in turn. They're about to hit the highway, and you can see this ship is starting to turn and veer a little bit to try and get a shot.
Okay, so by my calculations, now this is a wild idea. If
Mhm.
they're if we're going a straight line like this, right?
Yeah.
And so they're turning like this to try and get a shot, right? If
Mhm.
we were to turn the opposite way, we would be like, we'd have a shot. Is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, then let's do that. Let's take a shot at these guys.
All right. You veer off in the opposite direction so that basically you're pointing at a narrower target because they're looking away, but you're pointing at the rear of their ship.
Yeah.
They are preparing to launch another cannon. You can see the smoke go off as they shoot their shot. There's a splintering in the clown boat, but it looks like they're all right. You can hear the hammering underneath of Rooker fixing the holes.
Sorry, Brooker.
It's my job.
I rolled a 19 for cannon stuff.
All right.
Not my best roll, for being honest.
Canonier adds a 24 to that.
Oh my god.
So what's the total?
43.
All right. You fire off this shot, and it embeds itself kind of into a corner. It's enough that like it interrupts their firing for a second, and they have to go to it. But they get ready to load another cannon shot. They're still in the water.
Oh,
At this point, you're kind of catching up and moving alongside to keep following the boat. But the way that you're doing it, you're doing like a long circle to keep like the aim going.
yeah.
I want to hex the enemy boat.
Good call, good call.
All right. Want to give me a roll for that?
What do I need to roll for that?
Just ritual.
Okay.
This is mostly for my information. Normally, it's one of those things where it's a specific role, but this is a boat where a bunch of people are doing a bunch of rolls for a bunch of things.
24.
24. So you're slowly cycling around, and you can see that the boat slowly starts tipping, and then something must have happened inside because it very quickly starts to capsize.
Oh boy.
Get the hell out of here, boys.
Me and the
Yep.
boys slowly drowns out.
Me and the boys slowly drowning. Oh boy. Well.
Me and the boys are going to Bikini Bottom.
Oh yeah.
You guys slowly rejoin the highway. By the time you've grouped up with the clown ship, you have outrun the Coast Guard, and they don't have descriptions on you quite yet. These guys are going to have to repaint their boat, but what are you going to do? Yours, however, you've chosen a very boat.jpg kind of look, so it's the same as like driving like a silver Honda Civic. They have a tougher time remembering yours.
Good.
It was just so boring.
You
Oh.
you slowly raft up so you can, like in calmer waters, pilfer through all the loot.
All right.
Good stuff.
So
Okay.
what are you prioritizing?
The fancy stuff. The fancy special thing. What is that? We got to take a good look at it.
All right, which
Well-
one are you opening first?
Definitely not the artifact. That one might actually be able to stay right in its box until he gets somewhere that's not a fucking boat, in case something goes wrong touching it.
I don't know. I think Croco
Oh.
might really like the magic artifact.
The, boat engine. I see something big. I want to see what does it look like?
Yeah, what does it look like? The big heavy thing I first lifted.
Okay, so who's opening what?
I'm opening the boat engine.
Boat
I'm
engine.
Jane are
opening-
opening the boat engine.
I'm opening the magic artifact, and I'm getting Bilgy to help me.
Sun is explicitly saying, "Now, Croquill, I don't think we should be touching that magic shit. I don't know what
And,
to do."
and it opens.
Oh, shit.
Croco
Inside?
is just like, yeah.
Inside is basically like almost the size of like a salad tong or like a dinner fork. There's a little golden trident, handheld style.
Don't like that. Don't like that at all.
As you like grab onto it, you can feel a little bit of an elemental magic. You kind of put it back, and as you're putting it back into its case, you drop it like a quarter of a centimeter, and you can hear a faint rumble as it doesn't discharge, just kind of fizzles and goes back in.
When you said it, I felt elemental magic. Could I get what element it was?
Lightning!
Lightning!
Good
All
shit.
right.
Boat engine. What's the boat engine look like?
So you and I presume also Sun are like cracking open this crate and starting to lift it out.
Mm-hmm.
You lift it out, and yeah, that's an engine. It's a mix of like steel and brass, and then like the dwarven brass steel. Like it's halfway new stuff, halfway old stuff. There's like a large water tank, and then underneath you can see that there's like a bunch of little like holding arms that are keeping a heat crystal in place underneath. There's a couple of spare heat crystals in here. This is some kind of power source or an engine.
You guys will like this, I say, and move on to the next box.
Oh,
yeah, this
neat!
Is,
Moving on.
actually, real quick, can I do a roll with my dwarven lore to see if like what I'm guessing is we have a set number of times we can go fucking fast. But I wanna confirm that.
Also, I just meant the size and weight of a boat engine. This isn't a boat engine. It's basically just like a box generator thing.
Oh, it's not a boat engine.
Mhm.
Oh.
Could be. You just need to stick a shaft on the back of it.
Oh God!
Sun's
Will,
just
what have
like
you given to me?
Sun's just salivating, being like, Otto, you're
But
getting
give
an
me that
upgrade. Otto.
Okay. Okay, I'm rolling. I guess gunsmith. And that is a 18.
Each of these heat crystals should be able to stand like a third of Otto's fight cycle.
Ooh.
The machine itself will overheat. You need to refill it with water, but basically you have 9 power charges, and this thing has like a plug port that fits Otto's plug.
Ooh.
Man, don't you just love universal compatibility?
Yeah.
Well, you
Okay,
know,
what's the
those
last
dwarves are
thing?
very smart. Yeah.
TV thing. What's the TV?
So you crack it open, and it's all just these long disassembled parts, but you could probably affix these to your crossbow. One of them is like a little scope thing that goes on the front. This thing, interestingly enough, also has a power port, and then it's like a section that goes over the bolt at the firing section. There's just a couple of rings that go around like a spiral that are on a shaft.
Now, Son's probably busy, but I'm like, Son, would you be able to like put this on my crossbow? Would you be able to like, upgrade this for me?
Oh, with pleasure. Oh, oh yeah. No, this looks like some dwarven shit if I've ever seen it.
Good
Oh,
stuff.
right.
So the clowns are with you as you're looking over this stuff. In exchange for I presume you guys want all this stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, clowns. We're taking this.
All right. Can we have
Dibs.
2 barrels of the cannonballs,
For
and then actually, could we get the pistol ammunition and then half of the satchel and hand charges?
Oh, yeah. You read my mind. You'll put these to good use, I'm sure.
All right. So that means that they start counting, and then everything else is halved. So you guys don't have any of the pistol ammo anymore. But let's do a grand count, shall we?
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
Crowquill has 1 salad fork.
You do have 1 salad fork.
I'm writing that down.
So you have that. There's the heat crystal engine, which is HCE. I actually cannot find the notes for what the acronym was for. So you have Project DDCSA, whatever that means. It's engraved on the side of this thing.
Cool.
In addition to that, you have 5 gold's worth of cannonballs, 10 gold's worth of mini cannonballs. You have 10 gold's worth of shotgun and rifle shells, and then 5 gold's worth of satchel charges and hand charges.
Gabe, you writing that down?
Yep.
Okay.
The satchel charges and hand charges are both the equivalent to an alchemical bomb, just like a standard one.
Yep.
The satchel charge is like a special one, which is a little bit higher.
Perfect.
We blowing.
Man, what a successful heist, guys!
Oh,
Hell yeah.
and of course 23 of those 2 gold things. That should be hypothetically 46 gold of
Oh yeah.
collectible.
Have Imperial notes, yeah. write that
When
down.
someone says that the Imperial notes are traceable, Crowquill like takes all of them and like dumps them in a box and then wards the box against anti-scry, like just in case they have some way of their way of tracking it includes scrying.
Now, Conan, yeah, I don't want to get ahead of my britches here, but we got ourselves a pretty fancy piece of tech, and I've always thought sail power just a little too slow. We were to affix sort of a propeller of some sort of an aerodynamic screw to the end of this thing, and a big ram on the front. You reckon we could get enough speed to do some serious damage the next time we're running a convoy?
Kennedy sits there and he kind of ponders and he goes, maybe. It would have to be either high power jet or low power quiet motor.
Crowquill's response is, why is your first instinct always ram it?
Well, how do I put this? You want to put as much energy into the other guy as possible. And a whole boat of energy is quite literally a boatload of energy.
If we do that, we probably want the ramming prow.
Right, well that's what I'm saying. I'm saying we build a ram on the front.
Maybe we could figure it out. We will see what we can do.
I'm still percolating. There's a lot of fucked up shit you can do with something like this.
This is becoming more and more a warship as we go along.
Hell yeah, it is.
Well, all of you are gathered. You've split the loot, and the clowns are basically good to go. Any parting words?
I'm just going to say it was a pleasure working with you guys again. I'm so happy to see that you guys are good.
Hit us up next time you feel like doing another party.
That. And I'm going to give Meanie a good hug.
Meanie goes in for one of those like spine readjuster hugs.
That's why I hugged him.
And you guys go your separate ways. Which, speaking of which, what is your separate way? Where are you going next?
Well, this was our vacation, was it not?
So where are you guys showing up for work next?
Somewhere not Imperial.
Please, not Imperial.
There's not a lot of not Imperial left.
Yeah.
We could do runs in the Freedlands, or we go back to the Bent Anchor, but we didn't make friends in the Bent Anchor last time we were there.
No.
Yeah, Freedland sounds good to me.
There's also Celestia area, and Northeast? Is Northeast still not Imperial?
Imperial is like an entire coastline.
Yeah, that's what I...
Freedlands! Let's go to the Freedlands.
Yeah, Freedland sound pretty good right about now.
Let's fucking head that way.
Alright. You guys start taking the highway back the way you came towards... You're going to have to go through basically like Redwine and Westwatch and all that before you get to Newtown, but then you'll be back in the Freedlands. It's a long road. You're going to have to go along the coast, past a lot of desert, but it's the way to go. Clowns go the opposite way. They seem to be going up the other coast. And as you're leaving, you see that almost like on the far side of Riverbend, opposite where yours was, there's a boat slowly unmooring that's covered in graffiti and little, like, ritual marks and stuff like that. For a brief moment, there's a familiar-looking rat folk on the front of it who sees your ship depart, and then you break line of sight. That's a game.
That's game.
That's a game.
I feel like a little kid. I feel like I'm living up my childhood dream of getting one of those little Lego motor things that make things spin. And it's like, oh man, I'm gonna build a pirate ship with a cool gun on the front. No, maybe a motor that actually makes it, or no, maybe I'll have it so like I can have a working crane that'll lift and lower cargo in, so I don't have to do it.
That actually wouldn't be the worst thing ever.
I do like the difference between like Croquill gets a magic item, Jane gets a weapon mod, and then Sun gets a simple machine.
Yeah, Sun gets a blank check for anarchy.
Hell yeah.
Sun gets something he can obsess over for the next like 50 sessions.
Like, I'm pretty sure if I said that you had a pair of powered hinges, you could create God.
Yeah, you're like, listen, this was Minecraft, and now it's besieged.
So yeah, we're gonna do this again in the future.
Yeah.
So tune in for that. We are Wednesdays, the later half of 7 is where we come in for some Bloodwine here at twitch.tv/Croden_live. We upload the episodes at youtube.com/Mr. Croden. We have the rules at bloodwine.fandom.com. And is there anything coming up?
Doing the stream of Mass Effect on Friday, and that's going to be great. Fable on the weekends is always very good. Last time we cucked a ghost, or set out to cuck a ghost. We need to finish. We need to finish the cuckening for that.
That's the entirety of the plot of Cyberpunk.
Yeah. I agreed immediately.
At least he compliments your dick, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes he does, sometimes he don't. Maybe your dick sucks. I don't know.
It was one of those things where I, like, improv just said yes to you, and then I thought about it more, and it was like, huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, sure.
Yep. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Have a good